Are you a liability or asset to your spouse? How can one be a liability? There are several ways that you can be a liability, and there are several ways that you can be an asset. You don't get there one day, but you just intentionally choose to be the better version. Now, a lot of people, especially when we come to the female gender, some people, they've been brought up to think that they are meant to be a liability to a man. They are raised up to think that once they marry a man, all their financial trouble is over, all the financial trouble of their family is over, and vice versa. Some men think that when they get married to their wife, all their emotional needs, all their physical needs, like somebody, the cleaner has arrived, the cook has arrived, and several things like that. How can you ensure that you're not a liability? Number one, you've got to erase it from your mind. Your spouse is not meant to be your slave in any way. So you have to complement each other. If there's any way you think that you're making your spouse go miles and miles all the time to make the family happy, to make the children comfortable, then you're probably already making him or her a liability. You're already making yourself a liability to that person. When all the child care is on him or her, it depends on each family. Sometimes it might be on the woman, sometimes it can be on the man. She has or he has to be the one that will clean. If you still have children, babies, the person has to be the one that will clean, wash, tidy all the children, get them ready for school, do everything. And all you just do is you do practically nothing. In that aspect, one might be making oneself a liability to one's spouse. What about in the sense of the house? Cleaning of the house, tidying. We know that in some parts of the world, most of the time, the responsibility of homekeeping is for the woman. But in this generation where we have to all work and make money, sometimes you have to help your spouse and not make yourself a liability. So she has to go to work. You went to work as well, and then you come back and you expect her to still clean, tidy, wash, do everything. Then you might be making yourself a liability, and the woman is thinking and afraid of coming home because she thinks, oh, there we go, I finish from work and I start work again. So don't make yourself a liability. Find a way that you can help. Be proactive. Think about the way you can help your spouse. What about financially? Some people think that all the burden in the family depends on the man. Vice versa, some men will think, my wife earns more than me, she should take the responsibility without any shame, without any iota of thought about it. No, don't be a liability. In the home, you've got to help each other. You've got to complement each other financially. Don't be a body. Don't throw all the burden of your family. Your great-grandfather, mother says, before you marry me, I'm from a poor family. I have told you are going to be the one that is a lie. That's being a liability. You've got to be intentional in not making your spouse to be overburdened with every of your cares and worries. Help each other, support each other financially. Be honest and open in helping each other. Don't let the burden be on your spouse. That is like you're beginning to make your spouse, you're beginning to make yourself to be a liability. Sometimes one can make oneself a liability by each time you're planning the home to do any project, to do anything, all you have is stories. You don't have any contribution. You don't have any you're not committing yourself in any way. All you just do is, oh, well done, my husband, well done, my wife. Nothing. That could be a liability. So are you a liability or an asset to your partner? In your relationship, are you hardened or you're taking? You're always taking. The problem with being the one that takes and takes and takes all the time is that after a while, the giver get fed up, get tired. So the assets sometimes may not say anything, but they get fed up. So how can you be the greatest asset to your spouse? Be very, very objective in making sure that you look around. See, don't close your eyes or your emotions or your mind to what is happening around you. Open your heart and your eyes and see how you can support your husband. Use your service in the home to your family. Use your service. When I mean service, do things to help in the home. Use it as a way to show your spouse that I love you and I care. Praise your spouse when they do well. Don't think it's their rights. It's your rights. Don't think that they have to do it anyway. Praise them, thank them, be thankful. Use the word thank you. And you have to also help each other financially. Be open and help each other financially. Don't kill your spouse in the name of is a man. Also, make sure that your spouse always want to come back home and come back to you. Give constructive and objective advice, suggestion. Not that each time your spouse asks you for your opinion or suggestion, I don't know, do whatever you like, or everything you said is okay. If you keep saying that, the person, if he's a man, it won't come back to you again. If he's a woman, it won't come back to you again. It will say, if I tell him now, he's just going to tell me everything you say is okay. Everything you say is not always okay. Be objective, bring out your own idea, be creative. Think about your own ideas and bring it up as well to make your home work. Whatever you do, make sure you're helping each other. Make sure you're outdoing each other with goodness. Not that you make yourself a liability and everything will be on your spouse and you will be the one that will be receiving. Don't be a liability. Be an asset. Let your spouse know that you're there. Let your children know that you're there. Let them feel your weight and your worth. That's one of the things that make marriage work. That's one of the things that make it strong and gel it together. If you are a liability, after a while, your spouse may get tired.